Hey everyone, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
And welcome to the preview for the weirdest game of the week. Got the Patriots at the Bills. I have no clue what's going to happen in this game. Just due to the situation that happened in the Bengals game. Patriots injury list is actually pretty small. Jonathan Jones, questionable with a chest. Pretty much has to play because apparently they inexplicably suspended Jack Jones. I don't know. And Jake Bailey. I don't know how you suspend your punter. Like, what the hell did he do?
The rumor about Jack Jones is that he missed some of his rehab sessions.
Okay.
Jake Bailey, it's unclear to me.
I don't know. It's very unclear. Look, I mean, even if Jack Jones did skip some rehab, like they've done this before with a corner, and it didn't end well with Malcolm Butler when they randomly benched him for disciplinary reasons in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting flashbacks to the Eagles game.
Don't ruin what is one of potentially your future #1 corner, Bill.
But if he did skip rehab, if that's truly the case, then that's on him.
I guess.
He was also a cancerous player in college.
I know.
So hopefully it's not behavioral issues.
So
I know.
You need to fix the issue.
I know.
You can't just ruin his career. I mean, you invested him to be your future #1 corner, in all likelihood.
That's what people think based on the message that his agent
I don't know.
delivered.
Whatever.
Bailey, I have no idea.
I can't find anything on Bailey, but I mean, look, Pilardi cannot be punting next year. Period. So figure it out.
You mean this year?
He really shouldn't be punting
tomorrow,
frankly. I'm sorry, he shouldn't be. He's the worst punter I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. Like, he's 32 out of 32, and that's below Jake Bailey when he was playing, who was also 32 out of 32 this year. But whatever. Anyway, Jonathan Jones is on there with his chest. Again, he pretty much has to play. I mean, don't have the corners to not play him. Jacoby Myers on there with his shoulder. I can't imagine him not playing given the importance of the game. Mills was ruled out because he's been completely useless for the second half of the year, unfortunately, which sucks because he's played well. Schooler hurt his hip. Special teamer, though, so. Jonnu Smith with his forever concussion. On the plus side, Devontae Parker's off, so that's good.
Yeah, we'll see how they use him.
So, you know. Hunter Henry's off there, so, you know, they got...
Their guys got healthy.
They got good enough health, I think. The Bills confuse me because they have no players listed on Friday, but I think that's misleading because there are players on their injury list. It's just they didn't game designate anybody, which is odd.
So they'll probably do it tomorrow?
What I've seen for their injury list is Josh Allen was on there, but he was a full participant in practice, I think Friday. Terrell Dodson was on there. Taron Johnson was on there. Dawson Knox is on there. Matt Milano's on there. Jordan Phillips is on there. And Cam Lewis is on there. But none of them have game designations, which is just bizarre. Very bizarre.
Don't they have to give them game designations at some point?
I'm guessing they're not because of what happened with Damar Hamlin. Obviously, Damar Hamlin's, I imagine he's on IR.
Yeah, they put him on IR last night, I
mean,
think. Obviously,
like the guy has cardiac arrest, so he suffered, was it Comortis?
The name of the condition behooves me. It's very rare.
It's very rare. It's usually in kids because they have less padding on their natural padding for their chest. So it's very strange that it happened to him in an NFL game. But my guess is going forward, there's going to be modifications to the uniform because we can't have a guy having cardiac arrest on a football field. That's, you know, so they'll probably add some extra padding next year for the chest area to prevent this from happening again. It's very frightening. They made the right call in canceling the game. I shouldn't have taken 71 minutes, but, you know, credit to the medical staff that saved his life.
Yeah. I mean, they go through the same types. They don't go, obviously, through practice, but they have their own routine.
Well, they do their own
that they
routine
go through.
that they rehearse and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, because there was a guy in the 70s that died of a heart attack on the field, so, you know. And the Lions.
I did see an interesting perspective on this. It's that it was the people who get paid the least are the ones who saved his life.
Indeed.
The medical staff who EMTs do not get paid good money.
They don't get paid much at all.
And they're the ones who saved his life.
So
credit to them. Those guys are heroes.
They did save his life. And not only did they save his life, it looks like they prevented major damage.
Neurological damage, yeah.
So we'll see, you know, there's any damage to his heart or anything going forward, but
Just glad to see the kid's going to be
glad he's
hopefully be all
alive.
right. Yeah,
I mean, that's the important part.
his mind's intact, so that's
Not a big
good.
fan of the NFL telling them they had 5 minutes to warm up. That's not a good look last week. And then pretending like Joe Buck is making that up. No, he's not. He's in contact with your head office. And that don't look good. I know the Bengals get screwed out of the 1 seed, but, I mean, I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do. You can't play that game. I mean, it is what it is, you know? Guy's life was in danger. That's far more important than a stupid football game or playoff seeding.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just reality.
It is.
So, you know, and they're going to play a neutral field if both of them have the same number of wins. And they play each other in the championship game. KC, Bengals, or Buffalo playing the championship game.
Yeah, it's a neutral field, so technically they both get screwed.
Well, I mean, it just makes it more fair. I mean, they're trying to make it as fair as possible, just given a bizarre situation.
Right.
You know,
And yes, the Bengals technically do get screwed. The Ravens get completely screwed in this situation. But who cares?
But just win Sunday, you'll have the same number of wins, you know, as well, the Bengals have one less win, don't they? But if they end up with the same number of wins at the end of the year, depending on what happens this week, they'll play the AFC Championship game in a neutral field if the two teams had an uneven number of games, is what they said, which I think is fair. And just perfectly fair.
I do too.
And the Bengals, I'm sorry, they were unlikely to get the 1 seed anyway. They would have needed both Buffalo and Kansas City to lose this week anyway.
Which
was not going to happen.
likely is not happening, no.
I mean, look, as far as this game is concerned, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how the Bills are going to respond to the Hamlin injury.
They practiced
They didn't practice that much.
yesterday? On Friday?
They did practice yesterday. I think they did minimal things on Wednesday. But
Like maybe a walkthrough or
I think
something?
they did a walkthrough. But I don't know what the state of their mental condition is going to be. I don't know how. I would not be surprised if they came out Sunday and just did not look good for a lot of the game. Just given the mental condition of the team. And that would be totally understandable.
Oh, yeah.
It's also possible that they just come in and annihilate New England, I guess. That's possible too.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that side because apparently the players did get a chance to speak with him on like Zoom or FaceTime or something.
Yeah,
so
okay.
maybe they'll be motivated by seeing that his health is improving and they'll just
Possibly, but I mean,
blow us out.
It's
I don't
hard to
know.
say. It's just such a weird situation that I have no idea. I mean, as far as the game is concerned, obviously the Patriots should, you got to limit Diggs, keep Allen from scrambling around, run well on defense, on offense. Unfortunately, Stevenson said he's dead tired, so my guess is Harris will get most of the snaps. They really overused Stevenson. It's their own fault.
Right.
You had the 2 rookie running backs. I don't know what they were doing all year.
Sure, they could have used them more.
They basically gave Stevenson dead legs, which is their own fault. So even if you make the playoffs, I mean...
And those 2 did prove themselves.
Yeah,
so.
and they gave 90% of the snaps to Stevenson. It makes no sense. Yes, he should get most of them, but he shouldn't be getting workhorse level. Because that's not what you signed him to do.
Right.
Whatever, you know. And you got to be efficient with the pass game. And yes, they need to hit deep downfield here. You know, you got to stretch the defense so that way you can run well and run up the middle.
And not to talk about it. It's weird to talk about it, but because Hamlin isn't there,
No, they're
they
down to their third
they
string,
just
yeah.
signed. No, they signed somebody
Right.
to fill that position, which obviously they had to do. It's still
You
a
already
business.
lost Micah Hyde, so
They had to fill that extra safety slot, so they are even more thin now at safety.
yes, they have. So theoretically, this should be a good game for Hunter Henry to go off.
Right. They should pass like they have been. That seems to be working when they do those deep passes.
So you should be able to target that. But I don't know. I mean, the Bills are obviously way more talented, so you're going to need, maybe the pick six. Force Allen into mistakes because he is very reckless as a quarterback at times. Not just through the air, but even running around, he's very reckless. I mean, the guy tried to hurdle a guy last time we played, right?
Yes.
It's just really stupid things that you can't be doing as a quarterback.
Especially if he wants to have longevity in the league.
So, and I like Allen as a quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
He's a good person, too.
But he's also a good guy, yeah. But he just does things where you just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to hurdle somebody as a quarterback? Like, that's really dangerous. You're going to get hurt. I mean, ask Lamar Jackson how his reckless play has gone. He's done for the year, from all accounts.
He's not playing tomorrow.
He's not playing tomorrow. So, and it's because he doesn't slide. You know, you can't take those kinds of hits. Just ask Cam Newton. You gotta be smarter when you protect yourself. And a lot of times Allen isn't. And that's always been my concern with Josh Allen. Other than his reckless throws sometimes, which just baffle me.
So who knows what will happen in this game?
Yeah, you know, if the Patriots steal a touchdown on a punt return, steal a touchdown on a pick six, yes, they can very much win this game. They are not so outmatched that they have no chance.
We also have an extremely weak secondary as well.
But it's unlikely. Well, the secondary's been pretty good, but...
Yeah, the random guys they signed off the practice squad were pretty good last week.
Been pretty solid. I mean... Oh, and get the D-line, you know. D-line's got to play well. Don't let the Bills run. Although the Bills don't usually run, but, you know. D-line needs to play well, get a lot of pass pressure, and I think they got a shot, but...
It's hard to know
unlikely.
It's hard to know if like a sloppy team for the Bills will show up or a motivated team will show up or something.
It's just such a weird situation. I'm surprised they're playing this game at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I would have thought they would have moved it to Monday or Tuesday.
At this point, it hasn't been moved.
But it hasn't been moved, so I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, win and you're in, lose and you're not out, but you need Miami and Pittsburgh to both lose. So.
Well, Miami probably will lose.
Miami probably will lose because they have no quarterback. They're down to their third string quarterback. Pittsburgh's just not a good team, so who knows? But I don't think we're a good team either. I think we're an average team. So, you know. Either way, I think even if the Patriots make the playoffs, they're still going to fire Patricia. Well, they're not going to fire him, but they're going to move him to defense and then bring in a real offensive coordinator. I think no matter what happens, and frankly, there's not much difference between a 7th seed making the playoffs over a draft pick and just missing it. So you might as well go all out and just try to win the game.
Yeah, because if we are the 7th seed, we play what, the 1 seed? Is that how that works?
No, we play the 2 seed.
The 2, which would either be
probably Buffalo.
Again.
We beat Buffalo.
Right.
Which,
or Cincinnati.
You know,
however the seeding turns out.
It would be one of those two. Which is literally the exact same situation as last year.
Yep.
And who knows? Maybe you get lucky, you win a playoff game, cool. You know, look, if they make the playoffs, it's a successful year. And if they just miss the playoffs, I guess it was an okay year. But whatever. We'll see. I would expect to lose the game, but like I said, they could steal a victory. Stranger things have happened. All right. We'll be back for the recap. We'll see if we cover any playoff games this year or not. We'll see if they win. This is Ryzen.
And Liz.
Thanks for watching. Take care.